Creek Bee Ranch. Here's a lesson for you today, and it's not taught nearly enough in beekeeping. This is about cleaning frames from moth issues. We call them wax moths. They're super destructive. What I have in my hand is what I call church key or paint can opener key. Look against the light. See the hook? These are very, very important tools. Now the new style of paint can opener is wider and doesn't have such an aggressive hook right there, and we want that aggressive hook. So you'll probably be hard pressed to find these. You'll have to ask behind the counter, the paint specialist at the counters. They have these behind the counter, and when you get some, get a dozen at a time. You'll need them, you'll lose them, need them. So my point in showing you is, see the width here, the width? This one's being ground down, but not enough. This one needs to be, this needs to be ground down some more. This is what we want, narrow. We want it narrow, very narrow. If you have a grinding wheel, you can just grind it down. And the reason being, all frames are different, I know, but the ones that we use have a grooved bottom, like this one right here, a grooved bottom, and we like grooved bottom frames, grooved bottom with a wedge top. Now this is a wedge or a cleat that's been turned 90 degrees and stapled in, so the bees can just draw loops of wax off of that. We teach how to do a lot of starter frames, how to do that. Anyway, so the groove at the bottom allows me to put in wax and just sits in there, and that's good. I like that. But then there's crud and moths and stuff, and when I put my hook in, if you can see this, put my hook in the tip, I can turn it and I can just peel down, oops, quite a bit of that garbage that's inside of there. If I was going, and now I'm not going to do this one, but if I was going to put a sheet of wax in here, I'd have to get this groove cleaned out pretty good. But more importantly, this hook, this paint can opener hook, is good for getting worms out of corners, out of the holes in the groove. You can pop them out of the comb. That's important. But what I'm doing today is a combination of things. I'm looking at the frame for condition. Do I need to harvest the wax? Now there's no wax in here, okay? But do I need to harvest it, or are there moth cocoons that I need to get out? Sometimes they'll line up here. Just scrape them out. This is a very important tool. Okay, so let's do, here's one. Okay, so here's some comb. It's got wires in it. It's drone comb. I'm not so opposed to that. My issue is it nice and straight? It looks pretty good, pretty straight comb. Sometimes it can get wonky, and it creates hard spots. That's not efficient work. Efficiency sensitive. Is it a comb that's going to be efficient for the bees? Okay, so I'm looking down here in the corners, for any moths that like to hang out. We got moths in our boxes inside the hut. So I'll take this one, excuse me, I'll take this frame, set it to the side. That creates an open space, and I'll gently pull them up. My fingers go under the top bars so I can feel if there's any cocoons. This comb is all drone comb. It doesn't have any wires, so what I'm going to do, watch this, it doesn't have any wires, so I can just pop this out. I want to get this drone comb out of the system. Now watch this. I love the way we do our frames because it makes handwork just like this so much easier. It's got cocoons in it. The moths love these pieces of comb that have cocoons, particularly the drone comb. So I'm just going to roll this up just like that, and I'm going to put it in a bucket. It's going to go get melted down later. Also, too, we want the chunks of wax. And take these bits and pieces. What we're trying to do inside our honey hut here is we have a lot of comb. That's really, there's too much comb inside the hut, and it needs to get removed from the system, because the more comb you have inside the hut, the more wax moth issues you're going to have, and there's a balance. Okay, that's my point. There's a balance. Excuse me. It depends upon how much comb you're going to keep and use. Okay, so I'm not trying to make it clean. That's not my point. I'm not trying to make it clean. If I was, I'd scrape this and I'd clean that off, and the propolis. No, not into that today. Okay, just checking for moths and wax harvesting. This is a wax harvest also. I'm looking down here in the groove. Are there any moth cocoons? They'll be inside these holes, inside the holes up here, along here. They'll be noticeable, rather noticeable. They'll be down in the holes here. You have likely never seen, here's an old cocoon. See, that hook can get down there and get that garbage. You've likely never seen this stuff done before. You need to know it, you need to learn it and see it, so that you know what to do when you have it. Okay, there's a starter strip with some wax on it, that's fine. No cocoons laid in anywhere. The groove at the bottom doesn't have any cocoons. I'm okay with that. This is about, whoops, there goes my tool. Get that down here. Yep. Okay, so this is about removing the wax moths from the hut. Okay, so here is, what is this? This is just fuzzy stuff. Okay, I'm going to take this remaining wax out. I'm going to reduce that wax. I'm going to take this off. Now, all the bees need, you see in our minds, we think pretty, it needs to be pretty and neat. No. You know, a pattern. Okay, so that's at the bottom is a pattern, and they pull that pattern back out. Up here, up here at the top, it's a pattern, okay, and the bees will work with that. They will correct it and pull it down. All I'm doing over the years, 13 years of beekeeping, and you learn. All I'm doing is reducing the volume of wax on the frames. Now, I'm not harvesting every single frame, but the ones that are crazy, wonky, weird, need to be harvested. The bees will build that all back. Okay, so I'm looking at this again. Again, I'm feeling with my fingers underneath the top bars for cocoons. I'm looking in the groove down here for cocoons, moth cocoons. I see some moth poop, so they've been traveling around on the frame, the worms. You can use your hook and you can pull this comb out, this wax out here, just a little bit. Not trying to clean it. A little bit out there. Goes in the bucket. That can get pulled out there. This is like mucking the horse stalls. You know, not the most favorite chore, but it's got to be done. And if you're never told or shown how to do it, you find yourself on your heels going, what the heck? Yeah, you got to stay ahead of this stuff or it gets a lot worse. Okay, again, feeling under the top bar for cocoons. No cocoons here, no cocoons there. The groove, it's okay. You know, you can run it This hook is really important. I can run this hook sideways and take it straight on, turn it, take it straight on. It's all about your hand work. Okay, last frame. I'm checking the corners. This is an old fishing line frame. In other words, we use fishing line to keep the foundation straight. Now I'm looking down here in the corners for any moths hanging out. They like to hang out in the corners. We want to get them killed right away. Alright, so I'm harvesting this wax that's just hanging on the fishing line. Goes in the bucket. Sorry. Oh man. When you got 60 or 80 or more boxes of comb in the hut, all of a sudden frames take on a new meaning. Oh, I can mess with that later. Don't even have to, well, it's annoying. It's not a deal. Man. Okay. Trying to find, there it is. I wrap my hand around it, pull it off, it's off. See how easy that is? And I'll get it later. And where's the other one? Right there. Hand around it. It's off. We don't use wires, traditional wiring. No. I gotta pull on that one. Unnecessary. I can't cut through it with a. Get off my. Can't cut through it with a knife. If I got a queen cell on it, you know. Okay, so there's a little bit of wax on there. Not a lot. So I'll show you how we put this on crystals. Okay, that box is cleared. I'm okay with that box, but there's enough little bits of wax there. The moths can go yum yum. I'm gonna eat this. All right, watch this. Okay. Carry a box. You open up the space in the side. Grab it there firmly. Got a good handle on the box. Into the hut. Now, all our stuff. So I have a stack here. That stack has already been checked. This stack here's got to be checked, and the one in the back's got to be checked. So we got lots of handwork. It's all right. All right, box goes up on the stack. Hold on here. Every third box, 1, 2, 3. There's crystals. 1, 2, 3's crystals. 1, 2, 3's crystals. One more box gets crystal. Okay, so let me put the lid back on. Here's what we're talking about. Use moth crystals, paradichlorobenzene. They come in. Whoops, hold on. Hey. All right, here we go. Oh, boy. Used to come in the shiny blue tubes. I don't see them anymore like that. The window needs to be open. Drop the bag. Oh, yeah. Okay, they used to be in the shiny tubes. I don't see them anymore like that. They're in the bags now, and the cakes are in the box. And what you need to look for is the actual words, paradichlorobenzene or P-dichlorobenzene, okay? So we take, put that, no. Get myself, these are all knee-high pantyhose that we use to put the crystals in. Okay, there's a bag of crystals waiting. There's a bag of crystals. I'm not going to have enough room in there for all this. Alright, here we go. So here's some crystals. There's some crystals. Crystal balls. Don't use the naphtha crystals. That'll kill bees. Your boxes have to, I'm just shaking it in. The hose goes over the box, shake it in. And I'm going to tie it twice, or just tie it, double it over and tie it. Don't use naphtha crystals, they kill bees. And when you're coming off of crystals, your boxes have to be cleared, aired out for 3 days. Okay, so here's another one. I'm just going to make a loop. That way it's easy to get it out, get it off. Now the little crystal balls stay contained in the pantyhose. They're not going to run around anywhere. And they stay temporarily in that can until I put them on the box. Okay, got the idea? In the cake, it just has a cellophane wrap. We peel that off. Alright, I've always used the balls. Okay, so now let's do another box. Down here. Oh, I'm just going to set it right here. These cakes go back on this box. Just leaving them on there in case I have to walk away permanently. They still got crystals on them. These are whoops. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I forgot a tool. Alright, these are all tricks that you've got to learn in order to keep bees. And there's not a university around that you can go learn this. You better learn from seasoned beekeepers. Okay, golly jeez. So, here's my tools. The paint hook, serrated knife, and a brush. Brush to brush the top. Don't use your hand. If you use your hand, you get splinters right away. Don't do it. Just brush it. Paint brush goes down. I'll set my tools up here, my desktop. Push the frames forward that way and inspect them. I'm clearing moths, cocoons, and live moths. Okay, see this right down here is a little webby thing. I don't know about that. Is that a worm or the start of one? They get down in the tight stuff, man. Okay, in the groove. Looks okay. I'll set it to the side. No moths in the corners here. Doing the same thing repeated. Some of them are fast checks. Now here's a moth. See, I feel under the top bar, and this is what I feel right here. Whoops. See right here? Watch this. Boom. There's a cocoon. It's got a hatched moth. So a moth is hatched out of that. I still want that off. You'll never see the moth eggs. The crystals will take care of the moth eggs. If you don't do this, you'll never be able to keep comb on hand. The moths are just incredible. I can stick my hook. See, I stick my hook down in that crevice right there. Boom, pull it out. Very important tool. Very important tool. Stick in there, pull it out. Okay. Oh, it's just so much fun. Usually they'll be lined up down here. Or along here. These are all starter strip frames, but it's important that I check them. The moths will hang out anywhere. And that's a pretty old one. Here's a cocoon right down here. See that? Cocoon there. You know what? See that wonky wobbling? That's all. Watch this. Ta-da! That's a call frame. Call that one out. They're only 80 cents. It's a good fire starter. I'm not going to cut. Okay, I'm looking down here in the groove, feeling under the top bars. No moths hanging out. Okay. Feeling under the top bar with my fingers. Nothing in the bottom. No cocoons up here, okay? Oh man, this is not good. This is an old one. This is old drone comb again. We want to cull that out. That's old black drone comb. See the cocoon right there. Boom. See how I hook it and just pull it out? Super, super important tool. Very important. Okay, so watch this. So I'm going to harvest this. It's going to be rendered down in the dirty pot in the back part of our shop. You see how that? Just peel it out. There's cocoons in it. It draws wax moths. I'm not going to use it for mite management. I want this out. And I will render what little bit of wax on it there is that I can get off of it. Okay. Oops. Watch this. Alright. Down here now. Boom. See how I do that with the back part of the knife? Yep. Seems to cut better than the serrated part. That's all I need to do. I'm not trying to clean it perfectly clean. Now watch this. I want to clean this groove out. I'm going to make a flat cut. Turn my knife, make an angled cut. That stuff comes right out. Kind of like filleting a fish. Whoops, I'm going to fall to the ground. Okay, so we're killing 3 birds with 1 stone here. We're knocking back the moths and cocoons, inspecting our frames, culling the frames out. We're also getting a good wax harvest. And new beekeepers get real pensive on their wax. They go, oh my gosh, I got to hold on there. No, it's opposite. You need to learn how to have a wax harvest. The bees will build you wax next season. If you don't do this, even for me, gosh, I have to cull this wax back. It's just building up too strong in the hut, the moths. And when you are battling moths, boy, you got your work cut out for you. Careful how much wax you want to hold on to. I've learned, you'll learn. Now see, take that off. Okay, so there's a pattern right there. That's okay. That pattern's fine. I've reduced the wax load here. I could even take more off. That's enough. Into the bucket behind me. Okay, reduce the wax load here. Harvested the comb. Alright, they're just fine. But the moths still like this little dirty stuff. If you don't get out ahead of them, they'll take advantage of it. Eat it, cocoon up on it. Okay, here's another good example. I'm feeling under the top bars, feeling under here, looking at it. There's some webby stuff here, webby stuff there. Tells me the moths are on it. Turn it over. There's some webby stuff here, and there's a cocoon. See this cocoon? Watch this sharp hook. Get that cocoon. See, it pulls it right out. Done. Is there a worm in it? Don't even care. Just throw it away. Okay. Now, I don't particularly, there's no wires and no fishing line in here. I don't particularly like this comb. It's got a mixture of worker cell and drone and worker cell. Isn't that interesting? So this side, on both sides, is drone. So, no. So I'm going to harvest this. In other words, what this is, I know I'm being very critical, but that's what happens. Because see this is a medium frame, and I can use it to brood in, or I can use it for honey. Okay, but I want more efficiency out of the cells. I want more consistency out of the cells. Okay, so see how I rolled that out? It's just, but if you have wires and fishing line, no wires. Fishing line you can pull out just like I showed you earlier. Okay. Okay, now watch this. This dobble down here. Here's a serrated knife. Just be careful you don't cut yourself. Choke up on it. Choke up on the knife. See that? Oh man, all these little hand tips. Well, that's what you need. This is all about handwork. Handwork. You just watch the beekeeper's hands. If you want to be a good beekeeper, watch his hands. All right, so I'm going to make a cut down here. This is a starter strip frame. Boom, done. See that? I'm going to turn it. I'm going to make a cut. I don't know if I can do it. Down here. There we go. It rolls it right out. Not a problem. Again, reducing the wax volume. Yeah. Your tendency is going to want to be to hold on to all the comb you can. Well, you can try. We still keep comb. I don't harvest it all out. Alright. Let's clean this up. See that? But more importantly to me, we're getting the maw is not back true, but I need wax for pressing foundation later. Come on. There it is. And it'll roll usually 3 balls. It'll roll up 3 balls on you. It's okay. You learn. If you're seeing this video, you're learning. It's okay. That's what it's for. These are tongue depressors. 3 tongue depressors that have had the round ends nipped off, used as a starter strip. Okay. In this frame. Okay, so I want to clean up a little bit here. Not trying to take it all off. Want to leave a pattern. Okay. Take this off. Still, even a pattern. Just, I'm telling you, a little bit of a pattern. Take that off. There's still a shadow of a pattern. That's all they got to have. I think too many beekeepers try to hang on to too much wax. I mean comb, you know what I'm saying. Okay, looking at the groove. Nothing in the groove. Looks good. Next one. And also when I pull this last frame up, I look in the corners for moths hanging out. Smash them and kill them. Get them out of the system. Don't let them just fly away. Kill them. Or even outside, they're going to die. Okay, this is old drone comb. I don't want to keep this in the system, so it's coming out. No wires in it. It's got a lot of cocoons. You can hear the popping. A lot of cocoons. Reducing my wax volume. This is just such an important lesson, and you're just not going to get this from a lot of the beekeepers. They do it, the seasoned beekeepers do, just don't so much teach it. Okay, scraping it down. Edges, just clean it up a little bit.